let's take a journey to the upside down and let's look at Stranger Things Season 2. Hey there, citizens of the multiverse. Today we are going to be taking a look, a review and have a discussion about Season 2 of the amazing Netflix original series Stranger Things. So obviously Stranger Things Season 1 was a massive phenomenon. The vast majority of people in the world have fallen in love with this show. Season 1 was a massive hit. So obviously there was going to be a lot of hype and excitement around Season 2 as trailers and posters started appearing. I think, yeah, the whole world's been getting excited for this. Did it live up to the hype? Did it live up to Season 1? And were we happy with it? Okay, so overall, I would say I was really happy with this season. Was it as good as Season 1? Probably, maybe not, but many things are not as good as their first season or first movie. Sequels are rarely as good as the original. So basically what I've done is I've written a list here of my likes and dislikes, and some of the dislikes are really being picky, or there's not many dislikes in all honesty. So I'm not going to do any particular order as well. I'm going to go like, dislike. We'll just work out as we go really. So yeah, my first like, my favourite thing about this season was Steve. Steve, the evolution of Steve. What a character. I loved what they did with him. First season he wasn't nice. He did evolve during the first season when he eventually helped Nancy and Jonathan with the Demogorgon, as we know. So in this season we see him start off happy with Nancy, but things aren't quite right there between the two of them. There's obviously the thing going on with her and Jonathan, and you know, that she doesn't really know what she's doing. But Steve really loves her. I think he sees his future with her. He's changed his ways. He's not the idiot sort of jock that he was in the first season. But during this season alone, he evolves from obviously the fallout with Nancy to his relationship with Dustin, which I thought was brilliant when those two got together. And then he becomes this protector. You know, he's gone from just caring about himself or putting himself first in the first season to in this season really being the one out of anyone who puts him, maybe other than Hopper, but he puts himself in harm's way. He's protecting the kids, just unselfishly, just, yeah, brilliant. The junkyard scene was amazing. You know, he's taking on these things with just a baseball bat with nails in it. And as we've seen in the season, that these things just kill people for fun. There's the fight with Billy in the finale, a great scene. Really like that. Again, you know, he knew he was probably outmatched in the fight, but he just, you know, was protecting the children, protecting Lucas. And then at the end, you got again he goes into the tunnels with the kids, and I just thought that whole scene was amazing. The way they were dressed with the goggles and the masks over their faces, it looked cool. It looked really good. So Steve was definitely my highlight. Another highlight was Bob. Really liked the character of Bob. It was, you know, he was just this down-to-earth, boring, conventional guy that stepped into the void to become a father figure towards Will and Jonathan, and, you know, someone for Joyce. Clearly there's a Joyce Hopper thing going on, but Bob was the guy that filled the void. He was just a grounded, normal sort of guy. Really liked him. You know, it's sad that he died, but that again spurred the other characters on to get to what they needed to do in the finale. Another like, the music. The music is so good in this show. It literally, my hairs on my arms stand on end every time I hear music. In that first episode, and that first bit of music just came in subtly into the background. It's just, oh, it's amazing. I'm a big fan of 80s music anyway, obviously, but I just love the music in this show. It's so good. We'll go to a dislike now. So episode 7, a lot of people have said about episode 7. I too agree. I'm not a massive fan of episode 7, but I do understand the necessity of the evolution to Elle becoming this super powerful character who's going to do what she has to do in the finale. And and learning from someone else like herself and going on like a journey on her own. It's a good idea and I like it. I maybe wish they didn't take us. It just felt so disjointed, going completely out of Hawkins, and it felt strange. But I can see the necessity of it. They could have, I don't know, maybe they could have done it another way. I don't know how. I'm not an expert. Another dislike, it's a stupid one, but not enough episodes. I mean, 9 episodes just wasn't enough for me. I know there was only 8 in season 1, but I was just wanting more. I was just left wanting more. That's all I can say on that, really. It did feel like there was more standout moments in season 1. It felt like more happened in season 1. Season 2 felt a little bit more laid back. Not much happened throughout the first few episodes as such. I mean, obviously things happened, but I just felt like more happened in season 1. Obviously, it's the first season, they're introducing everything. But yeah, not as much seemed to happen in season 2. But it's not to say that I didn't like how it was. I really enjoyed the feel of season 2. I really enjoyed how it was, to be fair. So yeah, it wasn't quite as good as season 1, but that's an obvious thing to most sequels. Another good thing I liked, Hopper and Elle. So when we find out in the first episode that Hopper's been hiding Elle for the last year, that relationship's amazing. You've got Hopper who's had his daughter who died in the past, and he's looking to be a dad again. He wants to be a dad again, and he's taken Elle on and he's protected her. He's a big protector. Hopper, from the first season, Hopper was my favourite character. Probably still is. Him and Steve now on par, probably. I love the character of Hopper. I think he's brilliant. Yeah, just Hopper is just a fantastic character, and I like they put Elle with him. Another duo I touched on again was Steve and Dustin. I liked Steve and Dustin. I liked the way that's, Dustin's not the sort of kid that the old Steve would even think about helping out or being nice to. They're complete opposite sort of people, and I love the way he gave him hair advice. It was amazing. But yeah, the Steve and Dustin relationship was great. The evolution of 11, it was good. I said about episode 7 not being great. It wasn't that bad. It just felt so disjointed from the rest of the season. But it was, the evolution of Elle was pivotal. Now, one dislike I do have is that 11, I just wish she'd been with the other kids for longer, not just the finale. If she'd have been with them more, I think that would have been better. Maybe they should have brought her in slightly before the finale, like, the end of episode 8 in the finale. She just felt so away from everyone else in the whole season. Right, new characters. So the new characters of Max and Billy. I already touched on Bob. Bob was brilliant. The other new characters, Max and Billy. Max, I liked her character. I thought she was cool. I loved it when she turned up in the Michael Myers mask on the Halloween when they're trick-or-treating. I thought that was fantastic. I really want that Funko Pop, by the way. Was she a necessary character to add into the group? Possibly not. But she was a good character. I like her. We'll see how she goes in season 3. Now, Billy, I thought, was a great character they've added in. Obviously, making a more human type sort of antagonist villain for the group or for certain characters in the season. I think Billy, played by the guy from Power Rangers, can't remember what his name is. He's the Red Ranger in the new Power Rangers movie. I didn't even realise that till the other day after I'd watched all of the season. But he was brilliant. I thought he just played this horrible guy. He treated his stepsister really badly. Then we do see the episode where they show us, episode 8, where they show us it's obviously his dad who's making him this way. But again, I thought a great character, really, really well added into the season. And it gave that sort of human element, sort of antagonist element to the season. Another like of clearly the nostalgic references, Ghostbusters and other nostalgic things, Dig Dug, the arcades, Dragon's Lair. All these things I remember from being a kid. Loved every single nostalgic reference. I love nostalgic references as long as they're not overused. They did a really good job with that, I believe. Right, another thing I wasn't massively happy about was the Max and Lucas. So Max choosing Lucas, I'd have rather chose Dustin, but it's just because Dustin's my favourite of the kids. But again, I think that made gave Lucas a bit more to do. I think Lucas was the kid in the last one that was just sort of not. He was the one that was just a bit, didn't really do a lot. This season I gave him more for his character with the Max thing. So yeah, that was quite good, I guess. But I would have preferred it if she went with Dustin, because I like Dustin. He's my favourite of the kids, and I felt bad for him in that last episode. You know, when Nancy comes and dances to him at the ball. Another relationship, Jonathan and Nancy. So I'm glad they got together finally. But I just felt like they just didn't do a lot throughout the whole season. Jonathan was very pivotal in the first season, and so was Nancy. Those two, they were the ones that were arming up and going to look for this Demogorgon quicker than anyone. They were the ones that brought the Demogorgon and attacked it, and you know, in the first season. In this season, they didn't really feel like they did a hell of a lot. You know, they went off with that guy to sort of, you know, expose this government lab, but they didn't really help or do anything, in all honesty. I really like the big bad, the smoke monster they called the Mind Flayer. Really like that. I thought it looked amazing in that scene with the red sky, the lightning. Looked really good. And yeah, like that. And I liked the fact that we still don't know anything about it, its motivations really, what it wants, what it is. We don't know anything. Again, season 3, it leaves it wide open for that, so that's good. Throughout the season, I love the way that all the characters develop this big bond. You know, not only the kids, you know, the kids all get closer, especially from season 1 they got closer. The kids all get closer again, but they get closer with the adults and form this big group with Joyce and Hopper, Steve coming in, Nancy and Jonathan. I like that whole bond they've developed to look out for each other, even with Bob as well. You know, I thought that was really well done. This season was slow to start, I thought, and again, like I said, I don't think many things really happened at the beginning. You know, obviously they did, but it didn't feel like the first season in terms of what was going on. It almost thought this season felt like the best similarity I can think of for these two seasons is the movies Alien and Aliens. In Alien, there was one monster. It felt more of like a horror movie, suspense movie. Aliens, there's lots of what you'd say lesser aliens. They up the count of the amount of enemies, and it's more action. In this, I'm not saying it was more action, but you had the season 1 with the Demogorgon, and there was a lot of sort of surprise and suspense and mystery to the Demogorgon and what it was. Now we know, obviously, they had to do something different. In this one, they've just upped the enemy account, so there's loads of these Demodogs, and they're just sort of, you know, smaller, not quite as dangerous versions, I would say, as the Demogorgon. I say not so dangerous. They were mullering people left, right, and centre in that one episode. Last thing, I really liked the way Eleven looked in the finale. You know, obviously after episode 7, she got this sort of goth look. She looked cool. She looked like, you know, she looked a lot cooler than she did in the first few episodes. The outfit she's wearing in the first few episodes is shocking. But yeah, she looked really cool, I thought, with the slick back hair, the dark makeup, and looking a bit goth. That was quite a cool look. So overall, absolutely loved it. Cannot wait for season 3. I'm not necessarily sure I'd like to give it a rating out of 10. I just loved it, and I love this whole Netflix series. I think Stranger Things is one of the best things on TV to watch now. You know, between Game of Thrones and this, they're probably my 2 favourite shows. The Walking Dead's probably sit down the pecking order now. And I like Vikings. But yes, Stranger Things, amazing. Season 2 was amazing. If you haven't watched it, I've probably given it all away for you. But there was a warning in the title there, there's spoilers. Yeah, so yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Start a discussion. Tell me your thoughts on the season 2 of Stranger Things. What did you like best about it? What did you dislike about it? And are you excited about season 3? What do you think is going to happen? Let us know. Let's start a discussion in the comment section below. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel. I do a lot more movie and TV show related content, as well as collectibles like Funko Pops and other stuff. So yeah, check out my other videos if you've got some time. And if you fancy it, subscribe. And if you do, please hit the little bell notification button just to notify you when I do upload videos, because if you don't do that, the way YouTube is at the minute, you won't know when I upload a new video. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you not in the upside down. Take it easy.